Good afternoon. Today for training, we're going to talk a little bit about our Infinity windows from Marvin. Infinity, we'll talk a little bit about the history of Marvin and the Infinity window. Marvin opened their doors in 1912. They're over 100 years old. They have many patents. They have many awards throughout the years, accolades galore. For multiple years, J.D. Power and Associates, who is a consumer review product company, one of the biggest in the world, multiple years they have awarded Marvin Infinity as the best built, reliable, and quality product in the USA for the window market. With that said, they still build 100% wood windows. They have some specialty features that no one else has. They also are the only company that builds a full fiberglass acrylic coated window, 100% for strength, 100% for longevity is why it's built. In fact, their logo, their name is built for life. And so their products are built 100% for life. We're going to start with today is just a little bit of an overview of the products themselves. What you see here is what they call a glider. That's a left to right opening. Many homes, California, have that type of opening. And here what we have is a double hung. It actually opens from both top and bottom and has the ability to fill in or insert into possibly an old wood window that you're replacing. But the nice thing is with the Infinity product, you can put this window into stucco, into brick, into anything else. So it gives that look of a real wood window, even where you may have had metal or aluminum before, and it looks beautiful. One of the things that Infinity builds and what they try to target is the original of the product, meaning that when windows were made, even back in Noah's Ark, there was a process that came to where it became, it was a square, it was round. They started inserting glass, things like that over the years. What Marvin has done is they've actually created a window that looks like windows that were built maybe 200 or 300 years ago, and they stuck with it. Why? Because it works, and that's the way you should build a window. And I'll give you some case examples. Number one is, if you notice the sills on both of these, on the bottom, these are what they call tilted sill or a tilted sash. So if water happens to be hitting your window a little bit, the water will run away right off the sash. It'll go away from the house. It won't drop down into the stucco, things like that. Another thing is too with the tilted sash is it looks cleaner. If you notice like Vinyl or other brands on their bottom sash, they'll have little pinholes pushed in it to allow water to drain, or they'll have little windows underneath to allow the water to drain out. Well, that's okay, but my question is, why is water getting in that it has to drain out? And secondly, those holes, if they allow water out, they probably allow other things in, like dust and bugs. So the way this is built with the tilted sash, water goes away, there's no hideous holes or things to take away from the look of the window. Again, these windows are built for looking beautiful, number one, but built strong to last for a long time. Next up is going to be, if you notice, the edges. All the edges here are nice and clean. So you have clean edges. All the corners on these windows are basically mechanically connected, almost like a dowel connection, but mechanically it's connected, which gives it more strength. It takes away from, for example, another thing against vinyl is vinyl has going to have a much bigger frame, but it's also going to have what they call these scars and scarring marks on the corners because plastic has to be welded together. And what's holding that vinyl window together is plastic. It's basically like the glue. These being mechanically sound, these don't need screws, glues, or anything else, so they're very sturdy. And again, with the windows being full protruded fiberglass, what that means is 30,000 pounds of pressures designed to pull the fiberglass through a chemical process and then a die that creates the frames. Very strong. In fact, then after that, the acrylic coating is put on. And what does acrylic do? Well, acrylic is going to protect the finish. It's also going to give it more strength. If you know anything about acrylic is also used in bulletproof materials. If you go into a bank and you see the big glass barrier in some of them nowadays, that's 100% acrylic. Also, if you remember cars maybe from the 50s and 60s, like the 59 Caddy has a huge taillight, right? Well, that's acrylic. And if you go into a junkyard or you find any of those 50 or 60 taillights from back in the day, you take them out, they could be dirty, kind of messed up and scratched. But if you clean it, they'll shine like new, because acrylic doesn't fade and it doesn't crack and it doesn't peel. It's very sturdy. So when you coat a window with that, you can guarantee those things. It won't crack, it won't peel. It's not going to have major fading like vinyl would. Within 10 to 12 years, you'll see a color difference on vinyl. Maybe subtle. The cheaper windows, it could be a lot more. So the big advantage here is if you're looking for something that's going to last and you don't have to do it again, the Infinity from Marvin is considered, the best. And the nice thing about the product is everything here, everything you see in the Marvin lineup, lifetime guarantee. So if there is an issue, you can have it taken care of. That's one of the other side benefits of getting the best possible window that you can get. And their warranty is pretty straightforward. They don't have any caveats like many of the other vinyl manufacturers who say if you live within 5 miles or 10 miles of the ocean, your warranty for discoloration, fading, cracking goes away. Or if you're in a high pollution area, that can also affect your warranty. Marvin does not have that. So considering where we live, near the ocean and in Los Angeles in a high pollution area, maybe it's not the best choice. So again, moving on to a few other things, nice features about this product. One of the nice features is, obviously we talked about the clean corners, the sloped sill, and then also for strength, because it's made of fiberglass and it has the acrylic coating, we can make the frames way smaller than you would see on an inferior product. So if you notice here, the frame size, very narrow, that gives you more glass space. What does that mean? That means better view. You can see more. It also means that you have maybe better energy efficiency, because the frame itself is not designed specifically for energy efficiency. The glass is. So the more glass, the better efficiency. What does that mean? Lower heating bill, lower cooling bills. It means that the view for your vision opens up a little bit compared to the vinyl. If you see a vinyl frame, it'll be probably twice as thick as this. Well, why? Because vinyl's not that strong. So you have the issue of making the frame bigger to hold the glass packs, but also when you do that, you limit your vision, and also now you're relying more on vinyl to be your energy efficient source, and it's really not. So huge advantages here of the Infinity window. And also built for strength and built for life. When they do this and they build this window, it goes through a rigorous testing process before it ends up in your home. So everything's like triple QC checked to make sure it's right. That's one of the things they've been doing on the Infinity for the past 20 some years, is it's triple checked before it leaves their factory, which a lot of companies sign a sticker and one time and yeah, it looks good and send it out. These Infinity's much more particular about delivering their product, and it shows in their installation, and obviously the accolades and awards that they've won. It shows there. And again, Marvin's still a family-owned company, started in 1912. Their whole goal is to build products that last forever, last for life, and customer service and focusing on the customer greatly. I mean, that's their number one focus, is customer satisfaction, as it is with us. So moving on a little bit, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about, I'm going to turn this one inside so you can see the inside. Now this happens to be a two-tone window. That means it has the two-tone exterior interior. You have a lot of options for that. So you do have the interior color, and you can do the exterior color in something else, but you also have choice of handles and any hardware that if you want to match the exterior, or if you want to match something else in the room that the window's going in. Again, this is customizable to whatever you want. There's so many options, and as you see here, color-wise, is you have multiple colors available. So interior and exterior colors. You can alternate between one and the other. You can do the same color inside and out. They also have what's really cool is their Everwood product. So you can do the interior in a wood look. It's a fiberglass coated wood look with grain. It looks beautiful. You can stain this, you can paint it. So if you're trying to match a study or an office, you're trying to get that wood color, it can be stained to match that area on the interior. And again, inside, still 100% fiberglass, still acrylic coated, still full strength. And also the hardware, you have a lot of options. So your hardware colors, brushed nickel, brass, oil rub bronze, white, cashmere, and black. So you have other colors if you want to alternate or make something really custom, you can do that as well. That's the ability of what they offer. A lot of companies don't have those options. Marvin does, especially in the Affinity line. Next up, we're going to talk about the seal. So on the inside, there's a seal that protects this window. Keeps airflow out, keeps water out, and many companies use what's called a mossy hair, or basically it's a weather strip that's kind of furry. That's the best way to describe it. Marvin doesn't go there. What Marvin does is, the best seal in your home is probably your freezer, your refrigerator door. That's the best seal. They use the same. It's called a bulb seal. So all of the Marvin Infinity windows use a bulb seal. The benefit of this is that it pops back into shape, where the mossy fur sometimes flattens or it wears out. This will not. This is going to be there, again, built for life. Keeps the tightest seal, no air, no water, nothing will get in. And it's actually grooved for smooth operation. If it's a slider up and down, this groove is designed to keep it working smoothly. So again, this seal's great seal. Many companies don't do this. It's one of those things where it's a step better. It makes the window last longer. It keeps your house cleaner, possibly, from dust and dirt getting through the sides. And I know that aluminum windows definitely have leaks. I see it every day. This will not. This will be tight, airtight, watertight, and it will last. That's why it's designed this way. So, moving on the window. So on the interior, this is the glider or the slider. You have what's called a cam lock here. This cam lock, basically it's one touch. Just unlock. You know it if you see it, it's unlocked. That is locked. So what we want to do is open it. So you have the slider. Basically the slider slides back and forth. It can be removed out of the sash if you wanted to take it out for cleaning. The screen comes off from the interior. So if you want to reach out, if you have arms long enough, you can reach out and clean the window both inside and out. And you don't have to do that by removing this. But if you needed to remove it, you could. And then again, the screens. All windows come with the screens. The screens are a fiberglass mesh. And you have the ability to upgrade to what they call the clear view screen, which is going to be a metal. And it'll be very, very clear. It's almost like you can't see it. That's an upgrade. But they all come with screens included with every window. They will come that way. A lot of companies add screens as an option. Marvin includes it. Now, if you want to upgrade to the clear view screen, that would be a little bit of an adder to it. So, standard rolling slider. Again, everything on here you see guaranteed for life. So, rollers, latches, the sill controls, all that stuff is included. So, all you do to close it, open it, close it, lock it. It's that simple. And again, we call this the glider. Most windows in, at least I know of in California, many places back in the 70s and 80s, all started switching to sliders. They're a little less expensive, a little more useful in certain applications. They started getting away from the hung and the double hungs because of cost. But nowadays, if you can get a double hung, always the most beautiful product, always one of the easiest products to use, and has a lot of other features. So with the glider, that's pretty much the glider that we have. And again, if you notice, small frame, even sidelines. It's clean, it's beautiful, the corners are nice. On this, there's no burrs or there's no what they call scarring in the corners of some of the vinyl windows. This will not have that. Moving over here, we're going to talk about the double hung. Now the double hung means up and down. So you have what we would call two moving parts. So you have the double hung, and on this particular one, it has the grids, and then the bottom piece is clear. You wouldn't normally build it this way, but you could. You could build it all grids or completely clear on the whole thing. Again, notice the size of the frame. I don't need big giant frames. Unfortunately, some of the other products, even composites or vinyl, have to have bigger frames to support the window and to support the product that's inside, especially glass. Glass is heavy. Marvin has built this, basically the acrylic coated, pull-truded fiberglass specifically to handle this type of load on heavy windows. Doesn't matter if I get it really tall, small, even on their doors, same thing applies. It's all built for life, built for strength. So in this particular window, some of the cool features are, we'll tilt it in here so you can see. So interior, again, this is a two-tone, so we have the cashmere beige outside and then a white interior. Quite simply, again, small frame, built-in handle at the bottom to help lift. You have the regular type latch here where you can lock and unlock. But one of the cool features is, for the double hungs from Marvin, this is a patented technology, is it has a button here. It doesn't have levers, so you can tilt this in. So what you have is you're going to have basically, let me press the button here. I'll have to fall over. Oh, I got to lift it up. Make sure I have it up. Yeah, you got to lift it up first. and so you lift it up, you press the button here, and it tilts in. So with the tilt-in feature, the biggest benefit, number one, is cleaning. If you're upstairs, there's no ladders, no way to get, hurt yourself. You can clean this entire window from the inside of the house. So that's your outside, that's your inside. And then the nice thing is, on the double hung, this also moves up and down. So the benefit there is if you wanted to ventilate just the top, but you wanted the bottom closed, maybe for security or in a bathroom, things like that, where you have the bottom blocked, maybe an obscure glass design, and then the top can open and close. So again here, release levers here on the second piece that allow you to tilt this in also for cleaning. So you have the ability to tilt it in, clean the glass inside and out, having not to go out on a ladder and get hurt, which is potentially could happen, and it's all done inside the house. So if you have a two-story, or if you have an access on the first floor where you really can't get to, maybe there's bushes or a cactus or something you can't get to the window, you can tilt them in. Best benefit is the second story, obviously. You don't have to pay someone to clean your windows anymore, and also you don't have to get out on a ladder. Really important. So just to put everything back, all you have to do is put your release your levers back into the open position, lock it in, and then your bottom piece sash, you want to lift this up because it'll end up closing, and then you want to do next, just tilt this in as well, and then latch it in, and then it's latched. Again, this feature and this technology is patented by Marvin, the one-touch release. A lot of people have levers on the side and it collapses and sometimes falls out. This will not do that. However, if you wanted to remove the sashes, you could. There's really no reason to, because their system that they have in there, their block and tackle system, they call it, for up and down, solid, is made with stainless steel. It's not made with pot metal. Same thing with their latches. These are all solid aluminum. They're not made of pot metal. If you look at some competitors, they make their metals out of the cheapest stuff possible. And just as a reminder, this is all American made. Marvin Windows has a factory in War Road, Minnesota, about 6 miles from the border. And then they have the Infinity line being manufactured in Fargo, North Dakota. And so you have built, American made, built tough, great stuff, beautiful products. With Marvin, you're getting a big bang for your buck. You get a lot more for your bottom dollar than you do with many other companies. And the biggest benefit that I see is I've worked with Marvin Infinity for quite a while. And with the Marvin Infinity product, they stand behind what they make. It's American made. If you're looking for the best possible window you can get, it's won many awards. And some of you may not mean anything, but the awards, as far as quality, you know that it's there. J.D. Power, again, multiple years of the best window in America. Not only the best quality, the best built, but also affordable for what you get. So when you get this window, you're essentially getting a beautiful, beautiful made. Obviously, one of the best. I would be bold and say it's the best looking window out there. I'm a bold guy, so I'm going to do that. But it really is a beautiful, hands down product. It works amazing. Warranty's amazing. And if you, as you're looking at other products, you'll see the inferior things that I've talked about: scarred edges, weep holes that pop out, go in and allow stuff in. The seals are not bulbed; they're called a mossy fur, and the mossy fur does not keep dust and dirt out. This is built a little bit better than all of that. So yes, it is a solid built, excellent window. And some of the other things that we'll just cover really quick before I'm done here is I'm going to go over the heat, because we haven't talked about the glass. So the glass itself is made by Cardinal. Cardinal Glass is the largest residential window glass manufacturer in the world, and they have built their factory half mile from Marvin in Minnesota. So there's some stuff behind that. So Cardinal builds glass for a lot of other companies, but they have a great bond and relationship with Marvin. They probably built their factory right next to them for a reason. So with the glass packs that you have, they're called IGUs, or internal glass units. They are made at custom built. They're made for Marvin windows. So when you order a window, they give you all the details and the specs. Those specs go to Cardinal. They say we have 10 windows. They're all these sizes. They will build the glass packs and the IGUs to go with it. Much better than some companies using their own glass, or some companies trying to build the glass packs within their own factory. That can cause an issue. We rely on the experts to build the glass pack that goes in here. So the glass packs that are made, Cardinal Glass, all double strength glass, dual pane if you want to call it that. They're all sealed with what we call the super seal. The super seal is what bonds the two pieces of glass together. And when you bond the glass together, that's what's going to keep it from fogging or getting air inside. So when you have the dual pane with the super seal, it will be guaranteed no leaks. If you do see fogging or anything from Marvin, if that happens, there's possibly a small crack or something in the glass that you can't see, because guaranteed the seal's not going to break. If that happens, it's still covered by Marvin as a warranty. So another great thing about Marvin, they cover everything in the window, including the glass packs that they don't even make. But there's enough trust built between the two manufacturers that it's covered. And with the glass packs, that's where your energy efficiency comes from. Energy efficiency is obviously what most people are looking for. Lower your heating bills, lower your cooling bills. If you want to do that, you'll get a Marvin window. Reason being is that what they use is called a low E3 or low E366 glass. Essentially stops heat in the summer and keeps the heat in the winter. The system is designed with a low E coating or low emission coating. What that's going to be is going to be your titanium oxide or aluminum oxide. It's coated into the glass when it's floated, and that goes into the glass. That stops your UVA, UVB, infrared, stuff like that. That's going to keep like your interior of your home, carpets, brand new flooring, furniture from fading. So it's a UV. If you think about it a little bit, what that is, that aluminum oxide, if you're familiar with like bullfrog or copper tone, the stuff you put on your nose, your forehead, keep it from getting burnt, that's infused with the same thing. Well, what does it do? Well, it stops the UVA, UVB rays. So it's not toxic, it's not harmful to you, it's not flammable. The next step part of the low E366 energy efficient glass is going to be the argon gas that goes into it. So argon is an atmospheric gas, non-toxic, non-flammable. It's actually injected between the two panes of glass, the dual strength. It goes in there, and what that does is essentially argon is 2 to 3, actually maybe even 4 times denser molecule than you would have oxygen. So what I kind of think of is maybe like motor oil compared to water. So if you're trying to boil water, if this was air filled, pretty quick, right? It's going to get hot fairly fast. It will have some reduction because it's trying to boil the water. There's some resistance there. But if you think about argon being motor oil, well, motor oil is way denser than water. Again, bigger molecules. So what happens is when this starts to heat up, it's getting rid of all those UV rays, but at the same time, the argon can't move very fast because the heat, so it starts to warm up and moves very slow. So what does that mean? Well, it means that the energy that you're receiving on the outside, the heat, hot summer day, is being blocked or slowed by the argon gas and the titanium coating. In essence, that is low E3. And that together, when they work together, some markets, that could be Energy Star efficient, which may qualify for rebates. It actually is listed because this is a working appliance now that is doing this. They actually consider it Energy Star appliance almost, because what it's doing is it's heating up, but it's actually working, trying to stop the heat from coming in and stop the UV rays. So that's what creates the energy efficiency between all of that. So with that said, all your glass packs are going to be dual pane with a super seal and injected with argon and coated with a low E. So there's a lot more to windows than people realize that make them work. And one of the things I like to demonstrate is with my heat lamp that you've been looking at down here. The heat lamp essentially is designed to, this is like to heat up foods, other stuff like that. It gets to about 300 degrees. What I like to demonstrate is without any glass, the heat difference to with a dual pane, low E, argon, 366 glass pack, because that's where your energy efficiency goes through the roof. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this on. I'm going to let this heat up a little bit, and then what we're going to do is we'll take a temperature, and I'll show it to you. And then what I'd like to do is put the light up to the window, and then we'll take another sample of the temperature and see what we get. So right now there's nothing on it. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and activate it, turn it on, and then I'm going to let it sit here for a moment on the hot lamp. And so what we're looking at right there, if you can see this on screen, it says 258.3, so 258 degrees right there. That's just, it's not even fully hot yet. So that's what you have with just nothing. So let's give a shot out to doing this window, doing the same way. So I can smell the heat, I can feel it getting really hot. So what we do is let it sit there for a minute, and we'll show you exactly how this combination, this low E glass works, low E3. So just wait a second, and then I'm going to go ahead and trigger it. It actually went down quite a bit. So just looking at that right up to the light, if you can see this, 82 degrees. Big difference from 258. So what it's showing is the heat is not penetrating the glass. That's what you're looking for. Now, if you think about this being the inside of the house where the warmth is, and that being the outside out of the house where maybe it's cold or snowy, same result. Inside from the low E argon will remain warm for you in the winter, and the outside it will keep those cold, burry temperatures on the outside. So that's essentially how the argon gas low E combination works on your cardinal glass packs. There are upgrades from that as well. You can go to triple pane, you can go to krypton gas. I won't get into that now, but there are all kinds of, Marvin gives you all kinds of options on colors, styles, designs, opening styles. What way do you want it open? And the multiple of different types of windows, arch top. They also have the their gliding doors, French doors, and then all their window options, awnings and sliders and picture windows, beautiful picture windows. And again, everything they have, small frame as well, no burr marks. So that's your overview of what Infinity brings to the table, which I believe, again, being bold, I think it's the best window out there. I've been doing this a long time. I've seen a lot of brands, you name it, and honestly, I believe I'm in full agreement with JD Power and Associates that this is one of the best built and reliable and built for life window in the United States. So appreciate your time. Take a look at Marvin.com, find the Infinity product. There's a lot of great information there as well that you can learn. So again, thank you, and we'll see you again next time.